Ruby Woodard. Oh my gosh. So Ruby is the, by the way, my name is Casey News, and this is Avenue Chat, another really amazing, wonderful episode of Avenue Chat. This will be put on the Patreon at Avenue Chat. Also, if you go to Spotify, will be a video or audio form on Spotify as well, so you can go listen to it. The difference is Patreon is you have to subscribe $5 a month, but you get to see all the content that I put on there from all the previous Avenue Chats and any other content. I got some drum talks up there as well. Go check that out. It's a fun, man. It's a fun journey. But yeah, so Ruby is one of my peers that I have intentionally picked to sit on the chair opposite me and dive into a little bit of her life and dive into a little bit of how she has gotten to where she's at, who she is as a person, maybe even why she thinks the way she thinks or holds on to the things that she holds on to. So Ruby Woodard. And I always like to go into these things, man, kind of giving a story or a synopsis on how we met and then how we kind of got familiar with what we do. And I think the first time we met actually is I was kind of wandering in Cowboy Jack's saloon.
Yeah,
right?
That's how I remember.
Yeah, and then Kim De La Creme
That's right.
introduced us because I was sitting down and Kim was like, hey, this is my friend Ruby.
Yeah.
She does Peacemaker Studios. And I was like, oh my God, I've been trying to connect with you guys. And so it was just kind of from there. And I really don't remember the rest of the story with you.
We were just there briefly to pick up, we had called in an order, so we weren't even hanging out. So our paths crossed just happenstance in a matter of 30 minutes or so, because we just come in to pick up and think we were leaving. And so she introduced us, but then someone else came over and talked to her. So we had the kind of small talk, hey, what do you like to order? I don't know, I've had this.
I remember that.
From there, though, it went to art talk, and we talked about working with elderly people, working with just how art can be therapeutic, I think.
Okay.
Kind of went into that.
Okay.
And so it was a while after that that we talked again, but it's always been like, when I left there, I remember we exchanged cards. I had heard about Star Avenue and some of the things you've done and seen y'all around town in the drum circles and stuff, so I was already familiar with who you were. Okay. But we exchanged cards and I thought, you know, like I really felt like I'd known you for a lot longer than that. And we had to leave. Otherwise, I feel like our conversation was kind of cut short too, because we were like,
I think
hey,
so.
We'll see you, but gosh, I wish we could have continued with that one. So I don't know, it stuck.
Yeah, I think we were just like in a place to where we were having like a progressive conversation.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I remember you guys graced me with a lot of free samples of food that I had not really tried before, because you were like, hey, you should try this, it's good, you should try that, it's good, you should try this. And so, yeah, that was awesome because I'm a foodie. And so
it was good timing.
It
was good timing.
It really was. Yeah, because I think, like you said, I think you guys were about to head out and then you ended up just sitting and staying for a while. So that was cool. Yeah. But, man, Peacemakers has always been just like a really cool thing for me to watch from afar. Because I hadn't really got the time to just check it out yet. I know I've walked in a couple of times and like you and Kim were not there. Both like either time that I've walked in, and I was just kind of let down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was like, well.
We had the teenagers. We called them the teenagers.
Yeah.
Our staff of teenagers working there.
I remember that. I do remember that. But yeah.
Well, I'm there a lot more now.
I bet. I bet.
The teenagers are not working there now. It's me and Kim.
You and Kim now, right? Yeah.
And a totally different schedule.
Okay.
So now we are paint by appointment.
Okay.
And we have to-go kits.
Right.
We're calling it Peace at Home.
Right.
And even though my original idea was to have a place kind of like this where people...
Now we got to backtrack a little bit because I don't think they know what Peacemakers is really.
Well, so it's a paint your own pottery studio. And sometimes those are referred to as PYOP.
That sounds like an insurance policy.
PYOP, paint your own pottery.
PPO, PP.
Yeah, it's much better than that.
Is it? Okay.
But there's also maker spaces are popular, and we're kind of like that, but more streamlined. And These types of studios are all over the States, all over the world, okay? Sometimes they'll also offer canvas painting or ceramic pottery building, you know, like on a wheel or hand building. We're very streamlined, starting simple, and we'll add those things later. But so people come in, they pick a pre-made piece of pottery, and then they paint it, or we call it paint, but it's really a glaze.
Yeah.
And then I fire it in the kiln. And so it goes through that process of being fired, and it becomes waterproof and all that good stuff.
Right.
And it's great for beginners, even little kids. They don't even have to hold a paintbrush. I mean, and then skilled artists enjoy it, and then people who've never had, you know, a lot of people come in and they don't feel confident that they can do this. They say they have to be an artist, and we have all kinds of little tricks and things to make people feel comfortable. And so we've, you know, that's where my name Peacemakers came from.
Right.
Okay, so I was looking for something that I was looking for was peace of mind, peace of heart, just a peaceful place. And okay, so I was teaching at a high school.
Right.
So I really needed that.
So, segue. I love that actually. Talking about the word peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, there is and you may not have any idea who this artist is, but I'll throw his name out there just because I like to give respect to an artist whenever I reference his work that I really love and really enjoy. And at some point in time, I use this segue or this like storyline to give some understanding on it, like I would do some of this in my counseling, right? And so there's a song by this artist named Lupe Fiasco, and the song is called The Pizza Man, right? But the chorus says, the piece of man don't come around here no more. But then whenever he was asked about it in an interview, he said, what do you mean the pizza man don't come around here no more? Well, then what he said in response is, I didn't say the pizza man don't come around here no more. I said the piece of man don't come around here no more.
The piece of man.
The piece of man.
Did he intentionally make a play on words, or has it just been misinterpreted?
No,
he's actually saying that.
Literally, it's very intentional. He's a really progressive cat in like his wordplay and his wittiness like that, right? So then what I did, and the reason why I'm saying this is because you posted something on Facebook, I think 2 days ago, talking about the word peace in reference to being peace in whether it's P-E-A-C-E or it's P-I-E-C-E, right? And so what I would do is I would say, the pizza man don't come around here no more. The pizza man don't come around here no more. The pizza man don't come around here no more. And I would do a 1, I would do a 2, I would do a 3. I would do each interpretation in chronological order, which one comes first, and we would break it down.
Yeah.
So when you said that and you referenced peace, I get it. I love that so much, you know. And I could go on and on and on about it, but we got to get more into you. But I just wanted to give you your acknowledgement on peace.
That's
that breakdown.
That's gratifying, because that's what I wanted, I hoped for. And some people, it just goes over. So I've actually had people say, I have a thing that says peace on earth. It's a Christmas thing, but I spelled it P-I-E-C-E.
You know what I mean? And people don't catch that either.
Well,
they just
one lady
glaze
just
over
pointed it out like, you know, that's spelled P-E-A-C. And I thought,
well, it's like how I spell community is C-O-M, capital U, capital M, capital I, capital T, capital Y. I don't put 2 M's in it, and I lowercase the C even if it's at the beginning of a sentence.
I like that.
Yeah, and I do that because it's like, for one, you asked me about it, so I get to tell you why I do it. And 2, it's not the same word. It's the idea of community is based upon love and serving, and it's an action, it's intention, it's not a feeling or something you wait on.
Yes. And so it's kind of like a stumbling over words, or you're reading along, or you're hearing it, or you've heard peacemakers and you've assumed that it's one way, and then you see it the other. So it does, for those people that are, you know, that are going to notice it, but maybe they notice it subliminally too, like with yours.
Yeah.
And however it comes to be, if it makes them think, right, that's what we're trying to get to happen. Yeah, so, we talked about the colors in here when I had my tour earlier.
Yeah.
I did a lot of research on the psychology of colors when I was looking at my space there.
Yeah.
So, and I also really put thought into minimal signage, minimal direction. I really want people, and they did. They came in that space and went, wow, I could see people relax and they can leave their cares at the door.
Yep.
So, things have changed a little with COVID. We've downsized. I'm not in the same space. It's been a struggle because it's not open and airy and non-cluttered like I really want for people.
Yeah.
And we're trying to encourage people to bring things home,
Right.
bring the peace at home.
Right.
So we're calling that, take the peace and find your peace, make your peace.
Right.
And a lot of people have told me they don't want to work at home. The cattle get in it, or the kids they can hear in the other, or they've got laundry beckoning, they want to leave. So we still have that space on a smaller scale. But, for a lot of people, once they get to painting or listening to the music, they can kind of leave that behind. But it depends on the person and what the load they're carrying is, what it takes for them to get away from it. So the at-home kits work for some, but a lot of people need to get away. They just eat.
Yeah, there's that separation of where you eat, you sleep, and sometimes where you work. It just, that compartmentalization is how I like to put it, just isn't necessary for some people. I get that completely. That's so good. So has COVID brought challenges to peacemakers recently, or how does that work?
Well,
I know you probably started doing the at-home kits because of
we
the
definitely
advocated
did.
board because of COVID, right?
Oh yes, because I had to close down for a spell. And I'll give a little background. So I mentioned being an art teacher, art major, figuring out the business as I go.
Why did I not know you when you were doing art teaching? I
was always out of town.
Oh, okay, because I would have came to you with a class.
Oh, that would have been great.
Because I'm always doing that.
I always commuted. I wanted to live in a different space, but that kind of came back to bite me in the butt because I always felt like I had one foot in this community and another foot in that community, because you really can't help but get to know the students and their family, and especially in a small community.
Right.
And I worked in Center, I worked in Huntington, and loved it though.
Yeah.
I didn't mind those drives either. Smaller communities I was the art department. And I got a lot of good feedback, and the kids, sometimes I was the first art class they ever had.
Right.
I don't know, they were thirsty, and I had all the fun things. I kind of got to do my own thing.
Right.
And I was able to get the support and encouragement from admin early on, to where they were just, do your thing. Here, because it's a bigger school, I only lasted 1 year, and I won't go there, but a lot of paperwork, okay?
Yeah.
And anyway, just too much.
Totally understand that.
And it was my 10th year, and I felt the need to try something else again. I have a list here later if you would like. That would be an interesting segue of all the jobs that I've had.
Well, if we run out of time, we'll just do a part 2.
It's funny. It's funny.
but
I used to, in my class, I would put it on the board and say, all right, on this list, there's only one thing that I've never done.
Okay.
And you'll have to guess the thing that it is, and they never could, because there's some crazy things on there.
Let's get it out.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So I just put the most interesting
Let's
things
do
here
this.
for us. Okay, so.
This might be something I'll start doing.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so professional whistler,
Okay.
pizza delivery,
Okay.
caricature artist, puppeteer, clown, math teacher, furniture painter, car painter, tattoo artist, a whistling telegram deliverer, and a henna artist. Wait, housemaid.
What was the 7th one?
Oh, I have not. I just read them out of order because I left off some.
Oh. Okay.
7th one?
Yeah.
What did you?
The one after tattoo artist.
Henna artist. This I did not go in any
So
order.
you did tattoo artist and henna artist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was an apprentice at Casey's for a spell.
Yeah, I believe the tattoo artist and the henna artist.
There's
Also,
only one job I listed there that I did not do.
you said card painter?
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, I believe that. I think anything that's like painting, I believe you did,
That's true.
right?
Mhm.
So, I also believe math teacher.
No,
No? The math
you're
teacher's the
wrong.
one?
I did not do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I think I was just trying to make some connection between, because I know when you're a teacher,
Well, they tried to get me to teach
you're
math.
subject to teaching anything that is needed.
I told them, there were two stories
Yeah.
there. One time, a principal came and said they needed a cheerleading coach. And I said, I'm sorry, but I will quit. And I meant it, because I can't imagine, I don't know anything about that. I was new,
Yeah.
so I didn't realize that teachers often do have side sponsoring things. But how am I going to do that? I don't know anything about it. Plus, I think cheerleading's but I know a lot of good. It has some good things. But anyway, the math one, that one I just flat out broke down and started crying. Grown woman crying in the principal's office, and I had a good point. I said, do you want me to make things worse for the kids? Because I will teach them how to have anxiety about numbers. I can teach them how to be really bad at managing their checkbook. You need to find someone else. But that one I had already signed my contract. But
That's hilarious.
maybe the embarrassment of a grown woman crying in his office convinced him. But anyway, I lucked out of that one. No, I've got some math issues.
Yeah.
Probably it's a lot here, but there's also, you
Yeah.
find your strengths and your weaknesses. And
Yeah. I personally have an attachment for math, but that's only because drummers and math and music relates to math at some point in time.
if someone had pointed that out to me when I was young, I would have probably had more of an interest, because I understand how that works now.
Yeah.
I see that, and I see those patterns, and I see now its usefulness.
Right.
I've watched some really good documentaries
Mhm.
explaining.
Uh-huh.
It's fascinating.
That connection between, so it's, I'm gonna go on a tangent.
I could too,
So-
which would be really ironic for me to talk about math.
Oh my lord! So if you because when you study music theory,
Uh-huh.
right, which I have done, because I have done music production in my life, and I have went to school for it, right? So when you do music theory, you understand that music theory and music and it all is related to math through light and colors, and the 7 colors of the rainbow, and all of the shades and frequencies and tones and notes in between, and then goes
I never
into
thought about all that.
yeah, so when you dive into those 4 topics
Mhm.
of, well, probably like 6 topics, when you dive into music, math, light, colors, frequency. Yeah, that's it. So you have those 5 things. The world can be described with just those 5 things and how they relate.
Here's a question that blew my mind regarding math, and these things too, okay? So here we are in 2021 talking about these things.
Mm-hmm.
There have been, throughout time, as far as we know in the history of mankind,
Yeah.
people coming to the realization that these things are there. Now,
Right.
this math documentary, the only time that really opened my eyes that I thought, wow, I wish I knew more.
Right.
They had all the best top mathematicians,
Right.
and they can't agree. They asked this question,
Uh-huh.
and they gave different answers. And that's, a lot of them didn't have the answer. Has math always been here and we're just discovering it?
Yes.
Or are it's already been here and we're just discovering how to figure it out,
Uh-huh.
or explain how to
Uh-huh.
decipher it? Like
Right.
it's already out there,
Right.
and we're just trying to put it into form
Uh-huh.
to understand it.
Right.
But see, that's where it starts to blow my mind.
Right.
When we can talk really, really big
Uh-huh.
or super teeny tiny.
Right. But aren't those the same thing? Are they related to the same thing?
It gets to be mind-boggling and I can't comprehend it.
So, yeah. So
That's where I need pictures.
God. So, what do you think about this statement, right? So I had a conversation with a friend of mine earlier today, actually here in this building, and he said, everything is nothing and nothing is everything.
Well, I'd have to sit down and think about that. Like those kinds of concepts are a little unnerving to me because I'm just trying to figure out how to get through the day. All right? I don't want to lose my keys.
Right.
That's what I think about.
Well, so.
And that right there causes me to unravel everything that I've tried to put together from the time I woke up. So I don't know. There are people that sit and contemplate those things, but I'm not really one of them.
I don't contemplate them. I more or less just kind of state them and put them out, and then also give the context or perspective that I don't even know that it's worth worrying about those things. I just know that the concept of those things might exist.
I'm glad people do.
Sometimes worrying about them is not in the space of time that I have in a day.
There should be no room for worry at all. Now, show me a picture that somebody who has thought about that says, what do you think about this? And maybe that leads us to consider whatever that mind-blowing thing is.
Right.
Or a song. A song can take you there.
Okay.
It can expand your mind.
I'm thinking of a Beatles song somewhere.
You know what I mean?
I'm the walrus, maybe.
Okay,
Something
so
like
yeah,
that.
what you thought was real and reality right before you heard the song.
Yeah.
And while you're hearing the song, you're going, what cuckoo get you?
Yeah. I'm thinking of the movie Across the Universe now.
Love that.
Oh my God, it's such a good movie.
I tried to sell someone on that movie not long ago.
Dude, that movie is phenomenal.
Okay, try to convince some Beatle purists about it. I was the same way at first. I thought, don't mess with the Beatles. I don't like it when people redo stuff, but that one did it really well.
But it's good.
Yes,
it's so beautiful. Good. And the deal is with this is if you're a Beatles fan and you finally get to watch it and you respect it and you acknowledge it for what it is, and I almost said acknowledge it for its greatness, but put it on. But I think it's that great. I really do.
I did too. I was surprised.
You would find the ability to separate it from a Beatles record because you can listen to Beatles music and then listen to Across the Universe, and then they're like completely different albums by completely different bands. Because it's not, I mean, it's just like completely different.
I tried to, so the person I was telling about, they didn't want to hear it. They were like, no, you can't redo Beatles songs. Yeah. And I understood that. I feel that way about a lot of songs too.
Me too. It's like people that try to redo Jimi Hendrix, it just doesn't work.
You know, it's, I heard somebody that, who's the guy? Simon Cowell. Can't believe I remembered.
He says a lot of things that people don't agree with.
Yes, but he knows what he's talking about.
He does.
And I like him. Even when he's harsh, but he's right when, he's like, you just don't do a Whitney Houston song. Or there's some people you don't even try to redo it unless they're amazing.
Right.
And the thing is, so many people try it anyway.
Now the thing is with those people like Whitney Houston or the Beatles or Jimi Hendrix, is you can redo them, but you also have to be amazingly not those people. Right.
And like that's a rare thing.
Yeah, that's why Across the Universe is so good, because it is amazingly not the Beatles. Right? Like when people that do Whitney Houston, like if someone were to come and do I Wanna Dance with Somebody, but they're just trying to croon Whitney Houston vocals, it's gonna be terrible.
Right, it's before they even start it. It's
because you can tell us what they're trying to do, but if they come and they give a note that is maybe like an octave lower, but it's in the same register, and their tone is different, maybe they're raspy, or maybe their falsettos look a little different, they don't try to overdo runs, man, sure, I got you, that's good.
It's kind of like, that's Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You, hers is totally different.
Totally different.
And they're both really beautiful.
Yeah. and they're like not comparable whatsoever.
Yeah. But I mean, I understand the people that love the Beatles songs don't want to hear someone else do it. And I mean, I'm stubborn like that too. Like there's there's been a recent-ish, it's years old now, but rendition of what is it? The Sounds of Silence. Simon and Garfunkel.
Yes.
I love Simon and Garfunkel.
Sounds of Silence. It's the Disturbed version.
I've only heard it once. I had a streak up until like December. Someone made me sit and listen to it. I didn't want to. I love Simon and Garfunkel so much. It seemed like, why would you try to repaint the Mona Lisa? Well, that's a bad example. I mean, there's reproductions everywhere. But like, why recreate?
I just noticed that was on your side.
I don't know, but
That's fantastic.
I pointed it out if you had. I just didn't want to hear it, but somebody insisted. Kind of like I was trying to talk these people into watching Across the Universe, and I heard it and it was good.
Yeah.
I don't even know that artist. It's Disturbed, did you say?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd like their other music. If I was younger, I might have.
I don't. We're terrible.
But they love them.
I know that might offend some people. I personally just.
But do you like that one song?
I love it.
Right. So I mean, and it's passionate. And the way he did it, his voice is really strong.
Now I will say this. I don't know if it's attached to this or not. Disturbed. The presence of Disturbed is attached to a recent relationship that does not exist in my life anymore.
So there's an association.
But prior to that, I never really was a Disturbed fan. Like I heard people like, oh, Disturbed, and every time I try to listen to a song, I'm like, it's not it for me. I get it. But then like they redid Sounds of Silence, right? And then it's like, if that Sounds of Silence were to come before the Simon and Garfunkel one in a weird alternative time frame to where they were flipped, they're both incredible.
Yes, it could stand on it stands alone. I've reached an age where I don't really care about listening to new music. I have enough that I'll listen to on rotation, and that's stubborn. No. I remember when I was young thinking, those old timers. But
listen, I'm 33 in the same way. Like my rotation sits at Frankie Beverly and Mays, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, New Edition,
the rotation,
Maxwell, like that R&B, funk, soul, neo is like typically what I'm listening to about 85% of the time. I also like old school-ish hip hop, because hip hop is what I grew up with. Some of the newer people are cool. A lot of the newer people I don't agree with. It's just not right with my spirit. But not to say that they're not good. I'm just sometimes a little bit too old school for that.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, what you grew up with, there's that familiarity. I think the older we get and the more we've heard these songs, there's something like, it's like putting on a comfortable pair of shoes. Yeah. It just is like, you can venture out and try some new stuff.
Yeah.
But when you come back to the old stuff, it's like, welcome home.
Yeah,
and
it's like
Simon and Garfunkel does that for me.
Yeah.
The harmony, that's where I first learned about harmony.
Come on.
Just, that's talk about crafting a song.
Well, it's like when you go back to Whitney Houston, right? So like, my mom used to dance around the living room singing I Want to Dance with Somebody to me, listening to Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. So every single time that song comes on, it pulls strings in my heart.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it's so good.
You know what? This is what we talked about at Cowboy Jack's. Music. Because we talked about old time, like going to the nursing homes.
Okay, yeah.
And how I think maybe
the memories,
yes,
association,
and how they can completely. They may not even know who's president right now, but you play an old song for them, and they'll remember the words, and then in their mind they're going back to what was going on at that time in their life.
War, blah blah blah.
It's
boyfriend,
powerful.
husband, yada yada. Moms, whatever, making biscuits, blah blah, whatever.
The memory, it takes you back. It's very powerful. Yeah. So that's sacred, and I think that's why we don't.
That's what it is.
That's why we don't want to hear a remake of a special song.
Well, for me, it's just like I like to protect. stopped at some point in time. Whatever, let's just go.
We were on okay, so I could go on and on about the music thing, which is funny because I'm not a musician.
Right.
So I kind of cheated my way into the music world by whistling. Do you know about my little...
I do know about your whistling.
Well, do you know about fingers and lips?
This is how I know about your whistling. You did a Peacemakers video of you whistling through your home. And I mean, oh my God, Ruby.
Oh, was it Que Sera Sera?
Yeah.
That was at the studio when we closed down. And I was just like that, trying to cheer myself up.
Yep.
Whatever will be, will be.
Yep.
Que Sera Sera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
That song? Yeah. I might have. Let me see. Sometimes I need to wet mine.
Need some water?
Would that throw us off?
No.
That might be better.
I don't care. Need some water?
Yeah, I think it will be better.
Yeah.
Want me to follow you, or
No,
I can talk about fingers and lips while
Yeah,
while
you
you're
should
doing that.
talk about fingers and lips. I'll bring some water.
So fingers plays keyboard. So I could basically, Casey has now left the room. I can say anything I want. I don't know. Can Casey hear me right now? I could tell a silly joke. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a silly joke. Oh, what's brown and sticky? A stick, of course. Let's see. So Casey's going to get some water. So I whispered a funny joke in there. Oh, look at this. This is fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so fingers and lips we could talk about another time, I suppose, because we don't really perform that much anymore.
Okay.
But
So we'll
he
get a
played
part two. You
keyboard.
already let me know we'll do a part two.
Sure. In fact, fingers could come along. That could be kind of funny.
my
Fingers and
gosh, that
I
could be
used to
great.
just do like, it started off playing some Christmas songs at a party, and then we ended up putting a few songs together, and we did go to nursing homes.
Yeah.
I've whistled graveside
Keep talking.
for 2 funerals. I've whistled, we've run the gamut.
Okay.
The funeral was a joke. I mean, I agreed to do it
Right.
at a friend's birthday party, an elderly lady, and I whistled happy birthday for her. She's like, Ruby, I love that. You got to whistle Amazing Grace at my funeral. And I was, sure, anything. But years later, her family contacted me and said she was serious. So that was really one of the stranger things I've ever done, but very, very special.
Right.
So, all right, I'm going to do Que Sera Sera.
I might actually record this on this phone too, because I might just post the video right now, or I might just do this live, because I think this is fabulous. Let me do that real quick.
They're working out in the dark over there?
I guess they're still doing their yoga.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
I mean, they've got
Yes,
lights
I
on, so I
It's
think they're okay.
tinted windows here.
Yeah. Come on, Casey, get it together.
2 phones, I could see where that.
Oh no, flip it. All right.
So I'm going to whistle Que Sera Sera. Whatever will be, will be.
That is incredible.
So I never learned to play an instrument, and that was like my foot in the door. Like I love music so much. I wish I had learned, and I thought everybody could whistle.
Yeah?
I didn't find out till I was in college that that was a thing of interest at all. I mean, I really did. That was on my list, whistling telegrams. I did that for a little while. I'd go and whistle happy birthday. I'd bust in their workplace or at a restaurant and embarrass them.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Because I'm not embarrassed. I'm not easily embarrassed at all. Ask Treddy. I've been preparing him his whole life. I embarrass him all the time.
I'm sure you do.
It's a, well, but he's impervious to it now. I can do anything, and he's like.
He just kind of goes along with it and shrugs
it
it off.
doesn't surprise him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is sometimes disappointing. I can still get him once in a while, but like whistling in public, and I would bring a funny hat, or like people would hire me for a little while.
Yeah.
I just can't make a living doing that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a demand for whistling telegrams?
You know what would be really cool? Because I've always had really cool conversations with Trent.
Yeah.
I like Trent as a person. I think he's just really cool.
He still amazes me.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I would like to have him in that seat sometime.
Oh, you know, he's very open and honest about his experiences.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
Very
and
much so.
I really admire that. I've told him I wished there are some directions at his age that I would have liked to. I would have liked to have known a kid like that when I was 16.
Yeah.
But
I think now I think he was a little bit more open to more people, but now I think he's kind of toned down and realized that not everybody is necessarily needs to know everything.
Or, receptive to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm glad he sees that. Because he would be willing, if somebody were to come to him, instead of him, you know, he's going through the steps, and so getting, I think.
No, I didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
But
you know, he would like that.
Yeah.
He would like that, but yeah, the embarrassing parts, like it's still fun to try to do that, but now he'll do it to me.
Right.
But like.
But and I guess that was just me saying, like, Tread, if you ever watch this, you're a really cool dude.
Oh, we're back on there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just decided to look at it. I mean, I like Tread. I just think he's a cool dude. I really do. He's just awesome. But yeah, I would just like to have a recorded conversation with him. I think it'd be great.
It would be interesting. The other day, he caught me off guard. I mean, I know he's interested in science.
Yeah.
And he's way surpassed anything that I understand, but I'm still curious, and I really want it simplified, and sometimes a visual aid helps, but I would like to understand. He can use examples that make it, he takes it from the lab to real life.
Yeah, that's better put. He uses examples of science to make a person identify behavior or life tendencies. Like, it's like me with music, but him in science.
Yes. I mean, so not to get off on him, but this was interesting last week. Was supposed to be like the science department was calling it a certain energy week or whatever. And Tred's like, where's the nuclear energy week? Why don't we have one of those? He's all about nuclear energy. I didn't even realize this. He said, I'm passionate about this. And I said, what? Why? Like, where'd this come from? I didn't even know this. And he said, do you know that space station on Mars was up there for this many years and operating only on nuclear power and no recharging and all this stuff? I had no idea.
Oh my gosh, see?
And it blew my mind.
Wait a minute.
And he's like, who do I need to talk to so that we can celebrate and, make nuclear energy week? And I said, the teacher said, I don't know, admin or, I mean, and he had some really good points. And that's what he wants to go into. He wants to study nuclear engineering. So when I was 16, I sure wasn't thinking about that. I hope he stays on that course.
That baffles me.
I know.
Like just to have him sit on the chair and talk about nuclear energy week. I don't know what that is.
I'll tell him. There isn't one. He wants one.
Well, I'm sure, but I don't know what, like, it's been so long since I've studied science, I don't know what nuclear energy is anymore.
Well, I'll tell him. I had no idea either. I told him, for some reason, nuclear has a negative connotation to me, and probably because of Chernobyl, but I think of nuclear bombs. Nuclear, the word kind of strikes a little bit of fear in me because of those associations, and that's stunted scientific knowledge. That's just in my brain.
See, when I think of nucleus, I think of like the core, right, which is like the foundation of, which is like the building blocks of. So I guess I'm kind of thinking more progressively about it, but then I understand that perspective of it and how that is like possible PTSD. It's like, oh my God.
Right, I mean, it's just had a negative connotation for me.
Yeah, well,
no nukes. That was on T-shirts when I was in high school. No nukes.
Well, it's like.
But they were saying no nuclear bombs.
Now I'm thinking of nukes, the food, the restaurants. Yeah, they got this like this salmon thing. You can get it and just throw it in the skillet and cook it, and it comes with like lemon. And I'm getting off of.
Our conversations do veer back to food often. It's because we started it at Cowboy Jack's. Also because I'm hungry. And I don't cook. You know, Trev cooks though. Don't talk about that.
He does. He started with potatoes and cooked nothing but potatoes. And you remember that conversation we had about him cooking potatoes?
I don't remember, no.
Well,
like
so
when you came over?
Yeah.
The first time
that you guys met.
Okay.
It was like, he cooks potatoes well. He's like, yeah, that's all I eat is potatoes. I cook potatoes. And then some of our conversations after that ended up being about potatoes. And he's like, yeah, Casey, I'm starting. And he never called me Mr. Casey. He just always called me Casey. Some of my clients, some of the people that I know do that, but I don't know. I guess he was just always kind of familiar to me, but I never really cared if they called me. I only insinuated the mister if they were like being rude.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
I saw the moment that you had his respect in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When he was saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what to do. And you said, you'll do what I tell you to do. And it was like he threw him this lifeline. He went, okay. He just wanted that.
Yeah.
To hear that. Yeah. That was a very poignant moment. You remember the potatoes. I remember the lifeline.
I do remember the lifeline too when you said that. Yeah. Well, that's a common line of mine because it's like, well, I mean, I would like to believe that I know what I'm doing, and I like to motivate in that moment, in a lot of moments, right? And so I will only say that if I know that I only have good things to give. So it's like, in that situation with Dre, it's like, okay, I knew, because, when I mentioned to you, my niche is Dre in that dynamic, right?
Yep.
I will, most of the time, not have a person that fits that dynamic and not be able to say, I will, you just do what I tell you to do.
That's what he needed to hear. Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, guys. This has been AvenueChat. I think I've got a couple of clips and not just one because my camera's a little faulty. I don't have my usual camera guy in the background. I usually have Casey Sizemore from NEC Music and behind the camera. He knows
two Caseys.
Yeah. Actually, there's three. So my web developer's name is Casey
as
well, right, for Star Avenue CO. So there's three. I'm hoping to add a fourth.
Well,
I'm really hoping to add a sixth altogether because this numbers for Star Avenue is 63. So sometime if I can like mold or toggle between 6 and 3, I'd like to keep that
Caseys?
combination. Yeah.
Or okay.
I don't know.
Does it have to start with a C or a K? Because I mean, I know that would be kind of hard to do, but
maybe I'll add like my sister that I used to work with at ADAC. Her name is, what is her last name? Jesus Christ. I don't remember.
It's late.
Yeah, whatever. Pardon my memory, Casey. I love her though; she's great. But yeah, she used to actually, when I first started Star Avenue CO, we were dry in the car she was my co-worker for my groups in my other location, right? And she would ride the car with me, and she used to have to listen to me talk about the plans for Star Avenue, and she would give me feedback. So she's like, I consider her a pivotal person in the development of, I'd probably give her much more credit than what she would ever give herself. But I love her so much. Thank you, Casey.
Casey.
Thank you, Casey.
Casey.
And I'm going to say thank you to all the Caseys. Thank you, Casey Sosmore. Thank you, Casey Lewis. Thank you, Casey McCarty. That's her name.
Nice.
McCarty. And thank you all the other Caseys that have came into play. Since I moved to Nac, I was the only one before I came here that I knew of. I didn't know another Casey.
Mm-hmm.
But Nac has been the city of Caseys for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you. This has been Avenue Chat. This is Ruby Woodard. I hope, like, I've had such a blast within this hour talking to you. This has been phenomenal. It's been so much fun.
We're all over the place.
Really, it's been so great. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
It truly has. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for contributing to my journey of Avenue Chat. The Avenue Chat show will conclude not next week, but the week after that. If you want to come and participate in a drum talk next week at Whole Again, not Hooligan, Whole Again. Every time I say Whole Again, people's Grant Menzies is like, sounds like you're saying Hooligan or Hooligan. So I get it. So I say Whole Again. Counseling and Wellness in Nacogdoches, Texas at 1808 South Street. I guess that's the whole address. But yeah, man, go to Counseling and Wellness and sign up for drum talks and Avenue Chats and be able to participate in person with the audience. Check it out, man. Check out Ruby at Peacemakers Studios. Support her and support all of these local vendors as they attempt to persevere through COVID, because it's hard, right?
We appreciate it. And we can get through this together.
We got it.
We're helping each other out.
Yeah, and my hopes is that through some of this, I can raise awareness for some of you local people that I love, respect, and admire. You and Tim Bryan and Grant Menzies and all the
appreciate
people
it.
and whatever, man. 'Cause
we're hanging in there.
I'm right there with you, man.
We're helping each other out.
It's crazy, like a lot of you, man. I started Star AvenueChat like at the same time as you guys. It was like shortly after I saw you guys pop up, Puff and Stuff popped up. Tim Bryant was like on the same lines with Boss Light Bookstore. It's crazy. So
We're doing what we can, and that's what we'll keep doing. We'll do the best we can.
yeah,
We'll try new stuff and
yeah.
talk each other up.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of people out there just looking to help the small people survive. So
Yeah. So we'll get it done.
yeah.
We gotta keep you guys around. Keep me around.
Yeah.
You go subscribe to my Patreon for $5 a month. You can see all the content and subscribe to that. Also show up for these Avenue Chats. You can be able to actually participate in the audience for $10. You can ask questions. You can be engaged in the conversation. We would love to have you here in person. I mean, you on the outside of the camera is great, but having you here in person is just awesome. I love it. And why would you not participate in a conversation like this?
I'll whistle.
Oh, Ruby's gonna whistle. Listen, this girl, you heard her. I ain't gotta explain it to you. Bye.